This is going over Hardpoint on raid. Starting blue is our team. So, first player is going to come right over to this rock, be looking down this alleyway for the challenge. Second guy, following the same route. He's going to come to this rock, looking out towards mid. Third, same route, pushing up right about to here. Gonna assist with either mid or shutting down this alleyway. Last guy, let's come through here, come inside, cover either from this doorway to watch this window, or you can go up into this window and assist with here. 2 people need to be at least covering mid. 1 person all the time and 1 to assist if there is another. Because what's going to happen is red, they're going to come through jungle. Usually 1 will contest there. Another guy might contest right here or in the window. They have mid-map advantage, so this guy's going to take 9 seconds. It only takes 9 seconds for him to cover through kitchen into this. Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be here, then out. But only 9 seconds to cover your mid entry point. This is why you can't go through here. By the time you get to your mid entry, it's actually been 11 seconds, so he has 2-second advantage on you. So you'll end up seeing probably the 4th player coming through and gonna go ahead and look in to make sure that none of us are going through here. And he's probably gonna come in, try to sneak and contest this player right here. So let's see it played. Okay, so at this point, this guy challenging here, right? These guys are challenging each other. 1 is looking mid. He's looking mid. 2 is covering this alleyway. 3 is, or this 2 red player is going to be trying to take a peek on here. So this 2 will have to move around a little bit, maybe up to this pillar. I don't believe the best line of sight is behind this, so you will have to push up a little bit. 1, you can push up to right here. Sorry. And 4, gonna cover doorway. Or sorry, this window up in here in laundry. This 1 is gonna contest right here. 3 is gonna be looking from there. And so, number 1 player has to make these callouts. And if anything, 4 will come up through this bedroom area into mid to contest these guys, right? The goal for this hard point is to spawn, is to hold your horizontal line right here, vertical if you're on the field, below this point right here. As long as you hold right below here, your team, blue team, will start spawning right in this area and right in garage, forcing red team to stay in their spawn. You might see a couple start spawning up here, which is okay. But the main advantage, you will have, look how short this distance is. You'll have total number 1 control. So from there, let's raise. Depending on what happens there, let's say these guys, whoops, see these guys die, right? Let's say you die. Let's say you die. We get these two from here. Gonna push up. One is gonna contest down this alleyway. Or whoever survives from this is gonna go over, contest jungle. And this could be flip-flopped if you wanted to. 3 can come through this little side piece and then contest jungle, and then 4 can just go straight and contest there. Basically, you want them pushed back, held into their spawn until your 2 players can go ahead and push through mid-map, contest this guy. See if I can remember this map. Goes through here. Tries to secure from there. When this guy in min-map is in position, then these 2 go ahead, make the push forward, and flip the spawn. What's going to happen is, as these 2 push up, the red is going to start spawning over here, which is why number 2, by the time they're already flipped it, will be able to contest from right about here. Now, if it's clear, if they're spawning somewhere else, I've seen some funky spawns where it'll start spawning them back right in here in this area. When that happens, just go ahead and go into kitchen. 1 will turn around, keep holding this midpoint, contest any players coming through there, and you'll have P2. Right. These guys probably start spawning right here. They're going to go ahead, contest their mid-map. 1 will have to kind of cover this area. Check, you can peek right here to see if they're spawning in garage or not. These guys, once they get pushed out of their spawn, probably start spawning in here. Right? P1, or player 1, most likely is going to die. They're not there to gather. I mean, they're not there to really hold this line. It's very unrealistic to hold all 4. This player is just supposed to gather the information of where they're spawning, how many he sees, which, if they're coming through mid or if they're coming from P1. These guys, go ahead, come through here. Actually, he's supposed to go here. Contest. R2 to here. He's gonna die. Spawn's gonna flip. And depending on how much pressure they're putting on point 2 from min-map, this player can either go back and assist in kitchen or come around for the flank right up to here. These players will still be... Don't want to do that. These players will still be contesting. He's probably going to move up to here. Contest from there. You'll see one coming up from water side to contest that. And then another one from mid. Right? All fighting for this point. Now, at this point, depending on how much pressure they're putting on you and how much time we've gained, we can either let them keep point 3 or we can go for the flip. Number 2 would come all the way around, go for the flip, hold this little area right here. It'll force them to spawn down between garage and fountain. Then couple 1 to 2 players can come through mid, and the other 2 will contest from right here, from mid map, trying to hold these guys. Or if we are in a good lead, decent lead, let them have P3 because P4 is already here, and this side has the advantage for P5. Remember, it only takes 9 seconds to get from this spawn through kitchen to hold this angle. Left side of mid, right? And it takes 11 seconds from the garage spawn through mid map. Main reason is you want to keep this side as much as you can. Okay. These guys battle it out. Blue will stay spawning here. Red, possible spawns are right there. Guaranteed garage. You might see one spawn here if player 1 dies. There we go. If player 1 dies. So P3, they're gonna have P3. Oops. Just gonna hold. Don't be surprised if you see one trying to hold mid. The only way this guy gets mid is if one of these 2 players don't rush immediately after clearing this route right here, probably with 5-6 seconds left on the hard point. One of them push up, the other stay for the time. P1's probably gonna die. It's your route right here to contest. Player 1. Sorry, look at this. Right. P4. Somebody needs to stay in the back. Usually it's whoever dies first. With 5-10 seconds left on P2, whoever dies first is just gonna stay back here and hold. Hold right about there through this window. Because if P2 dies when point 3 has about 15 seconds left, you're gonna see 2 or 3 players start to push right through water side. And they're probably gonna swim, come through here. This guy needs to gather the information, right? Not always contest, because then you're just giving up the spot. If he dies, we give up the spawn essentially. And they're pretty much guaranteed 0.4. So, more together intel, make a pick or two. Player 4 is going to come through, contest from window, help out. P2 dies, P3 dies. Right? One's going to go back, contest mid. And next player on point. And there. This guy, once player 2 gets on his point, he's going to come over, make sure no one's come over here, and trying to flip the spawn through jungle. Because what will end up happening is probably see top water, one contesting through there, another contesting through mid, bottom water trying to go around and see if he can get a pick on this guy or window, gather info. And the last red player attempting to flip the spawn. Right? Remember, we have advantage. We have only 9 seconds to get there. This window only takes 7. Point here takes 7. From spawn to jungle takes 6. So definitely need to flip. As soon as P1 ends, really push for that flip. It's okay if, you need to give up a little 10 seconds on point 2 if they end up getting a good spawn water side and pushing in faster than you. But you can contest it always, just contest. But your main objective is to flip that spawn after P1. Okay. This guy. Right. Okay. If player 1 dies, right, it is this player's job to come back and contest to make sure he doesn't flip. P3, or player 3 needs to always contest mid. Of course, you got the guy on the point. If he doesn't see anybody mid, he can go window side. But it is crucial you do not let this guy flip. Especially early. Especially when there's about 35 seconds left on point 4. That's when you're going to see this guy pop up. Because it's going to take him some time. He's going to die. He's going to have to respawn and then come all the way across map. This takes about, I forget the exact number. I think it was 14 seconds to get from spawn to here. So expect that around the 35-40 second mark on P4. P5, obviously, it's just a straight in. These two guys come back. It's going to contest water. It's going to hold mid. This obviously would be ideal. Right? This guy's kind of a flow player. If you can, go to hold right here so that if any of these two players die, now you can cover that zone. Player 2 dies, these guys push up through mid. 3 can cover. Player 4 dies, anyone coming through here, he can cover. And by that time, he'll already have gotten back into position. Even if he dies. Like, if he clears 1 player, you already have enough time to get back in position to cover mid. This guy. This guy's gonna go ahead and contest again. Okay, B5, contest. Right? And generally person 3 will be like right up in here. It's okay to give up like 2-3 seconds on the point just to establish your form structure, right? So you can contest, and it obviously player 3 dies, or whoever's on the point, any one of these guys can jump in. Generally, it'll probably be whoever's in kitchen because they're the closest. All they need to do is just hop that little ledge. Player 2 can still contest there. Player 1 might be able to move back just a little bit. Contest from this angle. Right here. And this is just a 0.5 is just really, there's no advantage you could really get. I mean, this side does have the advantage because of kitchen peak through mid. But after that, depending on who's alive, who's not, it's going to be pretty even. Usually about 2 and 2. Let's say 2, 2. Here's 1. Expect this guy to come up here. And they're going to try to do the same exact thing. They're going to hold down below this line so that they can force us to spawn up here or stay back here. Right? Here's the other spawn, right? Where is it? Right here. If you cross that line, these players will stop spawning here and start spawning water side, mid, or flip, depending on where, if you have a player in mid or not. And it is possible that once they push up for 0.1, it is very possible if they cross this line right here that you will see one of our players spawn right here, and their players are spawning right there. This is possible, right? But generally, that only happens if they crossed this line right here, which, let me draw it again, right? Which they will if this player crosses that line. And the whole thing just resets again. So, it's been a long time since I played this map. Very long time, Black Ops 2, way back. This is just how I remember it being played in CDO and not pubs. Pubs is a whole different game. It's a whole different mess. Yeah. So that's Hardpoint on raid.